Round 26 and 0-14. There's a big right hand.
Right uppercut continues to land.
Mexico has given the world many famous boxers, but it is Saul Canelo Alvarez that stands out against their background with his technique.
You see it. Oh, well, he's caught him with a coming back.
In combat, Alvarez is very versatile, and his style can change from fight to fight. But what can be said confidently is always a combination of speed, power, and cunning. But he wasn't always like that. Today, I would like to remind you of one forgotten fight that almost cost Alvarez his first defeat. A fight in which the Mexican fighter was on the edge for the first time and barely kept his feet. And all this is about the fight between Canelo Alvarez and Jose Miguel Cotto. On May 1st, 2010, an unknown 19-year-old red-haired Mexican named Saul Alvarez fights a fighter from Puerto Rico, Jose Miguel Cotto. For the young Canelo, this was one of the first outings to the big American public. And everyone asked one question: can this atypical, in terms of appearance, Mexican become the next Julio Cesar Chavez, joining the ranks of the great boxers of this country? And he was opposed by a fighter from Puerto Rico, Jose Miguel Cotto, the younger brother of the same Miguel Angel Cotto, with whom Canelo will also fight in the future, but today is not about that. Jose Miguel Cotto at that time was the top boxer in his division, who had only one defeat in his career. Both fighters came into the fight with impressive track records, but the pundits favored Alvarez due to his precocious abilities. And what was the surprise of the fans when, in their opinion, an easy duel for a young prodigy almost ended in a knockout at the very beginning of the fight?
He had 44 professional fights as he
Jose Miguel Cotto chose a very aggressive manner of fighting and immediately began to put pressure on his opponent, who was a little confused by such pressure. And in one of the episodes, the Puerto Rican's left side kick hits Alvarez right in the jaw, from which he almost finds himself on the floor.
He's a 19-year-old. And he is wobbled by a left hook, and he's in trouble, and Cotto's dumping him. And maybe
here you can see the shot that catches Alvarez, which is a left hook, and that happens often with a lot of fighters who hold their right hand up protecting for a hook, but they hold it too far close to the ear, and they leave the front part of the face.
After that, a hail of blows from Cotto followed, and the shocked Mexican miraculously resisted until the end of the round. This was the first time that Alvarez had difficulty standing on his feet. And representatives of the Golden Boy, who had high hopes for a young talent led by Oscar de la Hoya, almost choked on what they saw.
You've been so successful, you don't know a lot about how
to get at him fast enough.
Well, the same punch that landed before
It was a left hook that wobbled him.
for this fight, they're fighting at a weight which is
With a big upper body. Perez lands. Almost landed.
The second 3 minutes started very tense because of the previous round. But the 19-year-old Canelo, despite his young age, showed that he knows how to adapt, and in the second round, he could clearly hit his opponent a couple of times.
Working off the jab in the last
defense with jab.
training together down there in Tampa.
Good hard left hand by Alvarez.
They train together to save each other.
And in the end, send the Puerto Rican to an easy knockdown.
Totally separate, go past each other, never interfere with each other's training.
Good.
Here we see Cotto coming in, landing the right hand a little too far out. This is because of the height advantage and the disadvantage that he has. Throwing his
Under from Alvarez, and Cotto's glove touched the canvas.
However, relaxing with a fighter like Jose Miguel Cotto is not a good idea. From the third to the fifth round, the fight was very competitive, in which Alvarez's opponent was not going to retreat anywhere.
Something of a comeback rally.
And if Jose can keep that
Well, what Jose Cotto is doing is
After you analyze
see there, same thing again. 6 brothers. So he's been boxing since he was a
the word Canelo, that means cinnamon.
Therefore, I scored a 10-9. But touched the canvas. Therefore, Alvarez.
well. I'm thrilled you corrected me, Harold. I was unaware from the score that I might have had sharp eyes. Good uppercut.
letting him recharge without attacking him.
With that uppercut.
with Shane Mo's hands, which he did.
He had been fooled into that. He has been raked over the coals in public sometimes. Great timing.
Yes,
great timing for when to deliver. The Cotto not throwing back.
He's never been seriously hurt in this whole fight, and has been hit with some shots.
But still, starting from the sixth 3 minutes, Saul Alvarez began to slowly control the course of the battle, delivering more accurate and accentuated strikes, and in some moments showing his excellent skills in defense.
Fighter sending time off, and to be fighting a good young prospect like Alvarez.
Jose Miguel 708 and
Christmas.
Otherwise, he would have been at it. Except the first with that real is terrific coming off those ropes.
Cotto landed a right hand. That's his hand way up. Body shot.
His stick.
The guys that form his phone.
Are you talking on the record or off the record?
I have a lot of respect for you.
Fusion in the ring. One thing led to another. Shane stepped up and said, "Hey, I'll take any test you want."
Mayweather was standing there. He's just won a fight. Looked terrific in a one-sided, and Mosley did. Is that
in both categories for Cotto?
And the only person who's been hurt has been Alvarez himself in the fight.
Cotto can give some of those good battles
tonight. Yes, considering the fact that I know he's about 10 pounds overweight, and
you don't expect a 19-year-old fighter. But he is against Larry Mosley of Southern California. Going performances was that he needed rounds. So he says, I decided to dispense with knocking people out. It's a remarkable comment for a fighter to make.
By the 9th round, Canelo had already begun to put pressure on his opponent, feeling his complete superiority and pressing the opponent to the ropes.
Settled into the notion that he's going to be going to a plan that Alvarez has in his head. He's trying to win the fight.
Win the fight. If the knockout comes, it comes. But he's not, certainly not.
In one of the episodes, Saul Alvarez was able to competently catch Cotto with a counterattack from the right hand, and this became the decisive moment of the fight.
We're seeing one now. We're seeing one now. Beautiful right hand.
Because a brutal finishing followed, after which the referee intervened, stopping the fight.
Not really throwing back. Alvarez targeting right hand shots. Targeting right hand shots. Tony Weeks looking.
Cotto's got to start punching back. Otherwise, this fight will be
He's throwing back, but without any velocity. Alvarez is teeing off, and Tony Weeks is going to stop it right there.
For the Mexican, this victory was the 32nd in a career and the 24th early victory. But nevertheless, the eldest of the Cotto family did not become a simple walk for him, giving the young fighter worthy resistance. If you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to smash that like button and drop a comment below this video. Also, make sure to hit that bell icon so you never miss my future videos.